Hey, happy Friday everyone. Hope you all have been having a good week so far and enjoyed the first video I sent you all. In this video, I will be going over a stretching routine that you can do at your desk that does not require any equipment and should take no more than 5 to 10 minutes, 10 at the most. So what I'll be doing is demonstrating the movements. I will be doing a voiceover so that way you can have cues of where you should be feeling the stretch or where you should be moving the most. And then I will also add a few arrows of the desired muscle to be stretched. All right, I hope you enjoy. All right, so this first one I've got here is wrist figure eights. And so what I'm doing is I'm having my hands clamped together, building about 20 to 30% tension or squeezing my hands, and just basically arm wrestling my hands or my wrists. So I'm drawing a figure eight as I'm going around. And if you notice, I just switched directions. So we're trying to go both directions here for 10 reps. This is a great thing for you to practice, especially if you've been on your computer or typing a lot in the morning or in the afternoon. This is a great way to just give your wrists a rest and allow them to move well. The next one after this is scapula circles. So if you'll notice, I'm keeping my arms straight, my head stays relaxed, and then I'm moving my shoulders back, down, forwards, and up. Okay, so I'm moving at the head of my shoulder as I go around, and again, I have my hands in a fist, and I'm just trying to build, again, maybe 10-20% tension, just a little bit of feedback for my shoulders to know that my hands are stable. And then I'm gonna go opposite direction. So now I'm going backwards, elevating my shoulders, pushing them forwards, and then dropping down. So again, the big focus here is really just trying to get your shoulders to move what we call retraction, protraction, elevation, and depression. And that's basically referring to how the scapula, your shoulder bone, or where the head of your shoulder inserts to, allowing that bone to really move in all directions that it's able to. Again, great for if you've been sitting stagnantly for hours at a time. Okay, this next one we have here is a tall kneeling lat stretch. So if you notice, I want the thing that I'm putting my elbows on, possibly your chair, to be about hip level. I'm gonna keep my palms facing me, my elbows are at 90 degrees, and then I'm gonna push my hips back as my head goes through my shoulders. Okay, so we've got 5 reps here. Again, I'm pushing my head through. Notice I'm keeping a rounding in my spine rather than extending. So I'm trying to prevent dumping my hips forwards or allowing my back to arch, right? That's gonna get less of a stretch in the lats and our body's just more so compensating. So again, our focus is front parts of the shoulders and long sides of your lats all the way down close to the top part of your hips. Again, I'm readjusting my hips there on that last rep and then really just fully exhaling as I push my head through my shoulders here. Okay, next one we've got here is a hip flexor stretch. So I'm gonna have my back foot will be flexed like I'm getting ready to take off for a sprint. I'm gonna tuck my hips underneath me, squeeze, in my case, this right butt cheek here, and I'm gonna push my whole body forwards and back. Okay, notice I'm not going too far. I'm really only going 2 to 3 inches forwards, and I'm trying to keep constant tension on my right butt cheek as I'm pushing my hips forward. Right, I wanna see how well I can keep my hips stacked underneath my ribs and my head, right? That should be a straight line. My head's kind of pushing forwards in this video, so that's a bad example. But you get the idea, right? All right, and so the other side, same thing. I'm gonna dump my hips back. Sometimes I like to have my clients put their hands on their hips. Again, that way you can get a little more external feedback that you are in a nice stable position. My back foot is gonna stay flexed. And once again, my left butt cheek is gonna be the one that's squeezing and keeping tension so my hips don't move position. And you should be feeling the stretch on the front upper part of your leg of the knee that is down. Okay, we've got 2 left. This one here is gonna be your half kneeling adductor stretch. Your adductors are the inside muscles of the legs. So again, I'm having my one leg or my left leg extended out. I'm pushing my hips back onto my heel, but I'm trying to keep a level torso position. So I'm not trying to fall too far towards my heel. Rather, I'm just shifting my hips backwards in space, and you should feel a good stretch in the inner upper half of your legs. Of the knee the leg that is extended here. Okay, so I'm using my hands to push into the floor and get a little bit of extra tension as I go back. All right, once again, my head stays nice and neutral. I'm looking down and in front of me. My back is gonna be flat and I'm pulling the floor towards me with my right foot in this case to try and build friction. That way I can get a little more out of this stretch as my hips move back. Great one for doing, especially if you've been sitting for long periods of time, or if you just notice that your hips are tight in general and it's hard to achieve a deep squat. This last one is one of my favorites. These are full body circles, so my feet are in a nice wide sumo stance. If you notice, I bent my knees softly, my hands are together, and I'm drawing as big a circle as I can. I almost hit my desk on that first rep. Good, so I'm gonna come around, draw a nice big circle. I like to tell again my clients, imagine you have a Sharpie on your middle fingers and you're trying to draw as big a circle as you can. All right, so I'm gonna reach for the ceiling, reach as close to the floor as I can. Probably could be going a little bit slower in this movement, but again, the goal is just to get the body moving, right? I want you guys to be practicing on getting some blood flowing through the body, out of the brain, into the legs, hips, and arms. And again, I'm pushing my hips back as I reach towards the floor, and what that's gonna do is help keep a more flat or rigid torso position. I'm trying to minimize bending or flexing at the spine, so that way we can feel more of the hip stretching rather than your low back. All right, and that will complete the stretching. So as you guys can see, it took me about 6 minutes to complete all of these.